This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Jessica Luther from Alpena County Library. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Nancy.
I know that you will have tons of things to talk about because it's always crazy at the library.
It is indeed. And today starts our Sunday music series. We're doing Sunday afternoon concerts in the month of October. And this afternoon at 2 o'clock, we have Troy Graham coming. And he, I believe, is very well known in Alpena. And we were very excited when he approached us about being able to do an all-ages concert at the library. And for people who don't know him, he's a Marquette-based singer and songwriter. And it's mostly a mixture of folk, indie, and bluegrass music.
Okay.
So it's going to be good for all ages. And it's free, so even the price is right.
And that's today at 2 o'clock?
That is today at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And then next weekend at 3 o'clock, the 15th, we had to adjust the time a little bit. We have the Rivertown Jazz Band coming with Jim LaCrosse, who is an Alpena musician.
Yep.
And that one is more of the Dixieland style jazz music. It's going to be a very large band with piano, saxophone, everything. And it's a really eclectic group of musicians. They all are really dedicated to preserving the history of Dixieland music and New Orleans jazz and bringing it to as many audiences as they possibly can. And then our last one of our little short series is the 22nd, the following Sunday at 2 o'clock, and we have Saginaw singer and songwriter Amy Petty coming.
Okay.
And Amy's a little bit different compared to the jazz and bluegrass, but you know, hers is a little more complex, and she does folk, pop, rock, and blues ballads. She's a really strong vocalist, and we're just thrilled she's making the drive up from Saginaw.
And those will be at 2 o'clock also?
That one is at 2 o'clock, and
Okay.
it's free, and these are for all ages. We're hoping to get a really good turnout for these.
Okay.
Something fun to do in the fall.
Yes.
And then October 12th, we have our traveling exhibition coming, and it's called Native Voices, and it's Native people's concepts of health and illness. And it's a traveling exhibit through the National Library of Medicine and the American Library Association. And our library was one of 104 libraries across the nation to host this exhibition for 6 weeks. And what it does is it examines the interconnectedness of wellness, illness, and cultural life for Native Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Native Alaskans. And so the exhibit will open on October 12th, and it'll have banners, but then it also will be very interactive with iPad stations where people coming to check it out, they can look at interviews, see musical performances, and things like that. And it includes over 100 interviews with health professionals, community leaders, traditional healers, and others who are working to help improve the health of Native peoples. And we are very excited to be able to bring this because it's a unique opportunity for us to go a little bit more outside our normal range of programming. You know, we usually stick to music, movies, things like that. And this has let us go a little bit outside of ourselves and engage in some new partnerships. We have the Zeba Wing Center is coming and doing 2 programs to partner with us. And the first is the opening day of the exhibit on October 12th at 6:30. And they're going to be doing a medicine wheel presentation. And the educators from the center are going to be teaching the different components associated with the significance of the medicine wheel. And then on November 18th, almost as a closing, they will be coming to do a dance presentation. And it'll be the women's traditional dance and the jingle dance. And those are really thematically relevant to the exhibit. The traditional dance symbolizes the connectedness of the dancers to Mother Earth. And then the jingle dance is a dance of healing. So, and those are free, of course, but we are also doing some other programming related to the exhibit. On October 23rd at 6:30, we have a film screening with Audrey Geyer, who is a Michigan filmmaker, and she is presenting her 1-hour documentary, Our Fires Still Burn. And that offers a glimpse into the lives of contemporary Native Americans and role models, and just examining the long-lasting impact of American history on their lives. And then following the film screening, she'll be conducting a question and answer period.
Great.
And we were able to bring her in through a grant from the Michigan Humanities Council. We're also going to be doing a screening on November 9th of a PBS documentary called Sunkissed, and that one, it focuses on a Navajo couple who, in discovering that their child has a rare genetic disorder, also discovers that their particular reservation is a hotbed for rare genetic disorders.
Oh.
And it looks at the long-lasting results of the Navajos' forced relocation by the U.S. Army in 1864. And we have also partnered with the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary, who will be offering a series of short 5 films on their Science on a Sphere theater room. And those will be related to the themes of Native voices. And we're also working on a couple other programs with them that's kind of in the works. So we're really excited to kind of step outside ourselves and do something. I mean, it's a very deep program, but it's also, I think it's really good to bring in people who may not be acquainted with, you know, Native American history and Native American traditions.
You know, our area is rich in Native American culture, and when you think about culture and health, you know, what the series is about, you think about, well, how do the two interchange? But they do, because, you know, they have different beliefs about what they can and can't do with their health and with their culture. So it's, wow, how amazing that you're having this exhibit. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, we're very excited to be able, you know, we're very honored to be able to do stuff like this for the community.
All right, now if somebody wants to find out more information about this, because there's so much.
There is a lot, and there's more coming. They can visit our website.
Okay.
We'll be posting all of the events on our Facebook page as well.
Okay.
And they can always just call the library at 356-6188.
Okay, and today especially at 2 o'clock, come to the library to hear again. Who's the first person?
We have Troy Graham coming this
Troy
afternoon.
Graham.
Yes.
And it's for everyone in the family, totally free. Come on down, listen to the music, and have a good time.
Yes.
All right, we have about 1 minute left.
Okay,
Anything
so
else?
we've got a couple children's programs coming
Okay.
up. We have an after-school fun for third through fifth graders
Okay.
on October 19th.
All right.
People will need to register for that. And then October 28th from 10 until noon, we have some Halloween crafts and face painting for preschool to 5th grade.
Okay, so those please call to sign up, because they do fill up.
Yes, they do.
356-6188
Yes.
is the phone number. Give you a call.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look forward to talking to you next month. I'll be right back with some information from Besser Museum following these messages. Hi, welcome back, and as promised, I have 2 guests. My last 2 guests are from Besser Museum. I have Kat Tomaszewski and Thaddeus LeCourcier. And Thad, you are the director of the planetarium.
I'm the program coordinator at the planetarium.
Coordinator of our brand new digital Sky Dome that we love, love, love. And Kat, your education and...
Yes, so I'm the Media and Education
Okay.
Outreach Coordinator.
You have lots of big titles there, and with those big titles go big responsibilities, because you do a fantastic job in our town, and like our last guest, there's so many things going on in our community. So Kat, start me out and tell me what's going on.
All right, so I want to start with something that just opened on Friday, is the voting for our Best Foot Forward art exhibit. So we have, every year with our art exhibits, we do a People's Choice Award, and that is a fundraiser for the arts at the museum to help our fine art collection continue to thrive.
Is that the one that everything had to be this big?
Yep, 12 by 12,
Okay.
foot by a foot. And we had an amazing turnout with entrants
Great.
and entries, some really unique pieces, some great 3D sculptures. I was absolutely blown away by the creativity in our community.
Perfect.
So that's an open now until the 20th. So
Okay.
you can come in and vote. It's $1 per vote. And that helps build up our fine art collection and helps us preserve the art that we already have.
Yes.
Because we have a very phenomenal fine art
do.
collection.
You do.
So then secondly, going along with that is the public open house art reception for the Best Foot, where we will announce the People's Choice Award winners. And that's October 21st from 3 to 5 p.m. and that's on a Saturday.
Okay.
Yes.
So what else is happening?
All right, so now we have our, do you want to hold up the poster
I'll
there?
hold that up for you.
Okay.
Fantastic. It's our Full Steam Ahead,
Okay.
which is funded by the Alpena County Youth and Recreation Millage. We got a grant to put this on, and we are so excited at the turnout that we've been having and the possibilities that are coming in the future because of this program. So last month we did one on wild weather in Alpena, and we had Ulysses Garcia as a meteorologist come in. We had all these stations set up, and it's all based on the elements of STEAM.
Okay.
So science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
Okay.
And so we have stations set up all over the museum. We have hands-on activities and games and learning stations for kids to understand things that they might not have a chance to experience otherwise. And these are
Wonderful.
free for the community.
Wow.
So our next one coming up is on October 14th, and it's from 12 to 2.
Okay.
We're going to have 2 planetarium shows going as well throughout the afternoon, which are also free. It's included in coming into the museum during that time frame. And it's going to be all about sound, so the science of sound. So we're going to be talking about music, why we hear what we hear, some homemade instruments that kids can make, and talking about just how important sound is around us.
Perfect.
So I'm really excited for this one. Being a musician myself, I really connect with the themes and activities we have going on.
Sounds great. Okay, and Thaddeus, I know that you must have a ton of things going on at the planetarium.
We do. Just this planetarium show that we're doing during Full Steam Ahead is going to be very exciting. I love doing these very special shows, focusing on one thing, and sound in space is something that may seem a little contradictory.
Right.
But if you come to the event and see the show, I think you'll be pretty amazed at the things we can actually hear from our universe. We also have coming up, though, as far as a lot more astronomy stuff coming up, on October 21st. If you've been enjoying the art reception, you can come out that night to Rockport. We'll be holding our Northern Night of Deep Sky Wonders.
Wow.
A very cool observing event. We're having astronomers from Bay City Astronomy Society come up and give us a hand. They're actually coming up to enjoy our dark skies.
Wow.
So this will all be happening at Rockport on October 21st from 6 until late.
Okay.
But of course it's Rockport, so you can come early and have a picnic and enjoy the pier, and just everything about Rockport's always fun.
And you know, Thaddeus, we take that dark sky so for granted, but we're so blessed to have the dark skies in our communities. It's amazing.
It is. It's a unique natural resource, and it's something you can't get anywhere else. You can't build the dark sky.
Right.
You can only preserve it, and that's what we've done up here. So it makes it a really unique attraction for the entire state, but also it's an international attraction as well.
And you know, like I said, we kind of take it for granted because when we're outside at night and it's so pitch black and you can't see anything, it's like, oh, jeepers. But you know, that is so unique and it is so wonderful. And I'm so excited that people like you and the Friends of Rockport and you know, everyone is doing things to capitalize on that and let people, give them events to come out and enjoy it, rather than just sitting at home and saying, oh, good, the sky's dark.
And these events are all on our website, too, and we're going to be doing more and more as time goes on. We're also doing an event with the library near the end of the month on October 28th for International Observe the Moon Night.
Okay.
So more and more events are coming ahead, and it's all going to be on our website. So people can find out everything on bessermuseum.org.
Okay.
This is just a rough shot. Our website is optimized for mobile as well as your tablet or laptop.
So on our homepage, we always have a running banner of the events coming up throughout the month. And then you can click on more information and it'll take you to a page. It has the poster, information, the who, what, where, when, all of that information. And then as always, you can send us an email or give us a call if you want more details. Or if you
It
have
is one of the best
questions.
websites around. It's so easy to use, it's interactive, it's simple. You know, even someone who's not real tech savvy would easily pull it up on their phone and be able to find out all the events that are going on.
And that's what we strive for, to make all of the information accessible to everyone.
And you know, too, kudos to all of you, too, at the museum for partnering with all the other agencies in our community. I know that just gives more bang for our buck and gives more information to more people out there.
Yes, and we are so lucky to work with some amazing community partners, like this event coming up on the 21st.
On Rockport is a collaboration between Bay City Astronomy Society, so from down near Saginaw, but also the Friends of Rockport, and the Michigan DNR, as always, is incredibly happy to do this and happy to help out and build these partnerships, which make these events happen and make them so exciting.
And bring our community together.
And as we're taping this, I believe your Fall Harvest Days are coming up, correct?
So Fall Harvest Day was...
It would be over now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
as we're taping it. Okay. And I'm sure it was tremendous, and I know it was part of the US 23 Heritage Tour.
It was, and we have a lot of great activities that were planned. The Copycats, because the theme for the Lake Huron Discovery Tour was all music in the air, sound in the air. So we had the Copycats, Wayne Konjorski and Rick LaCrosse and Dan Ager, which was pretty cool.
And how do people pick and choose what events to do in this community? There are so many all the time. And this past weekend, as we're talking about, there was the beer festival downtown, the book signing, all the artists in town. It's just crazy. There's just too many things to do. You can't get them all in.
Alpena is blossoming.
It is.
It's wonderful.
Well, at a time, I want to thank both of you very much for being here. Best way is call 356-2202 for more information, or go onto that wonderful active website and find out more information. But please, people, attend all these events so we can keep them coming.
Yes.
Thank you both very much.
You're very welcome.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guests this morning Stephanie Richards and Brittany Worth, two ACC students, former students.
I'm currently a student.
Very good.
Yeah, I graduated last year.
Okay. Well, you two collaborated last year on the design of one of our, an inspiring piece of sculpture that's on our campus. People who drive down Johnson Street have no doubt seen it. It's called the
Global Collaboration
Global
Awareness.
Collaboration, and describe it. I can't do it justice.
The outer circle's about 7.5 feet, and then there's 7 different circles. And there's multiple representations that we put in there, the 7 C's, and just all the different fields that ACC educates for are in there. We have engineering, which is what we are, and welding, cement.
Yeah.
In the design, we just wanted to really include the title and everything that we did around it. So we incorporated it in the design, and it's made out of aluminum, the rings are. So, you know, it's resistant to oxidization and everything like that. So it should hopefully be out there a long time without any too much visible wear to it as well.
Beautiful. As you look at it from different perspectives, it looks like a circle in one perspective, like from the road primarily, but others it has more of an egg shape.
Yeah,
Which
that
is-
was kind of part of the idea behind changing the axes, is to give it more of a dimensional look. So every angle you look at it, you know, you get a different view of it.
And during the wind, if there's a slight wind, it has an oscillating, vibrating aspect to it. Was that intentional on your part to design it that way?
That was actually unintentional. Halfway through the design of the project, we changed the design just so it was more, originally it didn't have a rod through the center.
Yes.
So to make sure it was more structurally sound, we put the rod through the middle and changed a few things, but didn't actually have enough time to do a dynamic analysis of every little component to make sure little things like that didn't happen. But
I think it's great. It looks like it's alive. And, you know, I know college people have looked at it, and it's not necessarily a function of high wind. It's almost more of a function of what direction the wind is coming from, which creates some of the rings to vibrate and others not.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful, in my mind, it's a beautiful look.
thank you.
So tell you were the designers of it, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So how did you get involved in that? And well, let's start there. How did you get involved in that?
It was a class that we had both taken. It was a team design, so you paired up, and one of Burles, Jim Burles, he's the instructor for the course.
Yes.
He actually had spoken to Tim Kuhnlein, and they had this idea of making a sculpture for the grounds, and he brought many of ideas to the class on different projects you could choose to design, and that was one that really stuck out to both of us that would be really fun to do. And at the end, you know, we'd actually have something that in the community that we could take away from it and see for years to come.
Is that appealing to you both, that sort of permanence?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So every time you drive by there, you can say, I did that, or I designed it. How did you, you touched on this briefly, but I'm curious, how did you come up with the dimensions, the shape, the kind of the aluminum, the rings, that sort of thing? Brittany, you touched on the rings and their connection to what we teach at ACC, but the overall design, I'm curious.
To be totally honest, the outside ring is just the longest we could get that type of steel at. And then from there, it was just a matter of
we evenly
lengthening,
spaced.
shortening it, yep.
Yeah, everything.
So that it was divided by 7.
Okay. And you must have used software in this class to design it.
Yes,
SolidWorks.
SolidWorks is the primary program that we use, and for design-wise, we had a lot of ideas from Tim Kuhnlein. He had a lot of ideas for it, so he sent many pictures to us, and we got to narrow down the scope and within the budget, and you really have to think about the engineering process and the manufacturing process that we're capable of, and shaped it within those.
What a great learning thing. So you had to think through the practicalities of it. Who did the actual fabrication of it?
Stevens Custom Fab.
Okay. Did you have any connection with that part of it, or was once
Yeah,
you designed it, you turned it over?
Did the initial setup with him and asked him if he would be willing and what the processes would be, and then from there we let everyone else deal with the money side of it, the getting it fully done. We did all the drawings and got the connection.
We had everything ready to go to manufacturing, and in the beginning a lot of our time was spent just coordinating between our schedules, other people's schedules.
Sure.
So we spent a lot of time meeting with different instructors of different programs just to make sure everything was going to go smoothly. That way when we left the class, Tim Kuhnlein could just hopefully hand it over to the manufacturing process, and everything could be handled from there.
So this design you did last year,
Mm-hmm.
I recall your presentation to the board. You did a great job, and now we see it. So tell us what you learned from this experience, or what you took away from it.
There was a lot, even within the program, we've learned a lot with SolidWorks and the different programs, but you had to go above and beyond even what you learned in all your classes to do the project. So you were learning a little bit about different programs, as well as they teach you the more direct approaches to designing, but it's not until you get out into the field that you have to really think about how are they going to put this together and how are these materials going to last. So it really introduces you to that part of what you do as an engineer as well.
Which is valuable.
Yes.
And Brittany, how about you? What did you take from this experience? You got about 1 minute. Do you need a minute?
No, not really. I'd been working in the field for a good portion already, so I think I was well prepared for the project.
Very good. Well, we have a few seconds left. We're just proud of it. You know, it's a beautiful addition to campus. It's right there where people can drive by. They look at it. They ponder about it. It's like a work of art, in my mind, a sculpture. And it ties with our industrial background and what we do at ACC. So kudos to you both. Mr. Kuhnlein, Mr. Burles, thanks for what you've done. And thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.